tiny homes.
We're going to be taking a tour of this tiny house right here behind me. It has everything you need inside. King bed, washer, dryer, full bathroom, and it's all under 500 square feet of living space. It's charming. Let's go check it out.
Hey, I'm John. I got a big couch, have family and friends over.
Who's gonna pay $285,000 for a trailer?
Tell me you can't see yourself living here. This island is the most impressive thing in the whole house. This is bigger than some people's kitchens.
Jess, these look just like ours. They still brand new.
They have 3 ovens. They got a walk-in pantry and room full freezer.
They even got a pot filler and a trailer.
And somebody could look out the window while they're doing the dishes. Did y'all even see this accent wall?
Did you even see this butler's pantry? Now just tell me you can't imagine yourself living here. Jess, make a mistake. This is your closet.
You gotta come look at this. This closet is nicer than mine. Look, I could fit in here. This is just one side. Look over there. They got it over there too. Are those soft closed doors?
Heck yeah, you can't slam these.
Tile shower, look baby, his and hers.
And it's got a little niche.
And a freestanding tub. And a vanity. Come on now, this is nice.
There's so many other hidden things that people just don't know about, and it could cost you tens of thousands of dollars.
Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share the video. You can support uncensored conversations via Cash App or buying your girl a coffee. I just want to give a quick shout out to my first Faye ambassador. Shout out to Nefertiti. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. If you guys want to sign up for memberships or sign up to be an ambassador as well to receive a shout out, the link will be in the description down below. Hey y'all, I just wanted to pop in here and briefly, I actually mean it this time, briefly talk about this trend of buying tiny homes, manufactured homes, modular homes. If you guys have been living under a rock, the economy is trash. Okay, it's been trash for quite some time, and in particular the housing market is abysmal. You have all these companies buying up all the houses within neighborhoods, and they're pricing out everyday Americans that want to buy those properties. I saw on Zillow there was one property that was listed for $84,000, and within a month they jacked the price up to $210,000. How are you going to justify a property that was listed for $84,000 now being jacked up to $210,000, and you didn't even add any square footage? You made the inside look a little bit nicer, right? That's what they're doing. They're renovating it to look nicer, give that aesthetic, but really it's not real. The stuff in there is fake. It's not real marble. It's not real anything. It's some kind of cheaper version that is meant to look luxury, look expensive, and then they're jacking the price up for these properties, essentially pricing us all out. So you'll have these families that fall on hard times and they're like, hey, we need to downsize, we need to move, rather than sticking it out and waiting for a real family to buy up the house. I don't knock them because I understand when you are in a financial crisis and a company is coming to you and saying, hey, we'll give you all the money right now up front. It seems very alluring. It seems like a good idea. However, what ends up happening is that these companies, they buy up all these houses and then they rent them for astronomical prices. And this is the other part. There are some of these companies where they're charging an application fee, and rather than actually renting out the home, they just sit over and pocket the damn application fee. So they have no intention of actually renting out the house. You go in with the intention to rent, and then they're pocketing the fee and saying, no, we have to reject you for this, that, and the third. So the housing market is absolutely abysmal. And how this ties into the whole tiny home thing is that they're really trying to sell millennials, Gen Z on the idea of buying these overpriced miniature houses. And from the outside looking in, they look cute, okay? I almost fell into that trap, right? I almost fell into that trap because I was looking at some of these modular homes, I was looking at some of these manufactured homes, and they make them look pretty good. They have all the aesthetic features, the outside looks all cutesy, it looks like a luxury miniature house. However, they are not built to last.
They're really going to have to check the shingles and the roofing. A lot of the older manufactured homes with the roofing materials, the actual shingles were put down with staples instead of nails. They're not as good quality. And also with the windows, they have a tendency to leak and then get behind the walls. Not only that, a lot of people, when they have a manufactured home for a period of time, they'll get themselves a air conditioning unit that's entirely too big for the manufactured home itself, and it causes the walls to sweat. Sometimes just updating the sewer system alone could cost you $3,000 to $6,000. And if there's any problems with the water and the water test, that can cost thousands of dollars as well. A hidden issue that happens a lot of times with manufactured homes is when they go to put those homes together, especially if you're getting a double wide, they don't do the seam correctly. And over time, as the house settles, those seams start to break apart, and then you have water intrusion. And that can cause a big issue, especially with mold and wood destroying insects. Insurance across the country has gone up a lot, a whole lot. And if you live in states along the coast like Louisiana, Florida, Texas. People that own manufactured homes have watched their insurance premiums go way sky high. And in this article, it says the insurance industry leaders say no relief in sight for high-risk manufactured homes in Florida. In 2022, this woman's Citizens insurance premium was $970, that's bearable. But in 2023, it went up $1,204. Then a renewal letter for 2024 increased it to $1,343. And a landlord of a manufactured home park in many states can evict you for any reason whatsoever. They can give any reason. They can say at the end of your lease term that you now no longer live there. Manufactured home parks are not regulated like apartment buildings or even houses. They can pretty much do whatever they want. And one of the hidden things that they don't tell you about that can cost you thousands of dollars is whenever you're having it delivered to your location, if the road is narrow, or you have a lot of power lines, or there's a lot of trees, or it's just very difficult to get that home to your location, they're going to add more cost to it. If it is in an extremely treed area and it wasn't cleared ahead of time, it can damage your roof on your manufactured home. You don't want to have a damaged roof when you first get your brand new house. Nobody wants to come up with an extra $2,000 just because of the delivery.
They want you to put what little bit of money you have, what little bit of capital you have, what little bit of credit you have into buying these houses that are not going to last. It's basically fast fashion for houses. You get any kind of inclement weather. You get any kind of disastrous weather. And that little tiny modular house that has no basement, no real protection, you're gonna get swallowed up. You're gonna get swallowed up. Let the wind get a little bit too high. You're screwed. You got all sorts of damage. And your house is damn near gonna be totaled. And you're not gonna be able to afford to get it fixed. This is something that they're trying to normalize with all these little videos. I keep seeing them popping up because me and Justin, we've been looking for a house. So you know how the algorithm is always listening to what you're talking about. The big brother, they're always listening, so they know that I'm looking for a house. So now they're showing me a bunch of this nonsense. And the fact of the matter is they are trying to sell us on buying these itty bitty houses with no real foundation because they know that we're desperate to have something. They know that millennials and Gen Z are desperate to own something because we feel as though all of that has been taken away from us. The economy that our parents got to enjoy, it's non-existent for us at this point. It's hard to find a job because they're outsourcing every single job. That's why I got so angry. And I'm angry at this for a couple different reasons. First, I was angry that Black folks got mad at Donald Trump for saying that these people are taking Black jobs because they absolutely are. Black job is any job a Black person could hold, and that could be in any field, whether it is customer service jobs or construction work or jobs in tech. We're being colonized from every single standpoint out of our own market while they call us lazy. These same individuals that commit fraud to even get over here. H-1B fraud. They got the nerve to turn their nose up and call us lazy when most of them, if we're talking about the tech field, are effing script kiddies. Hell, they're not even that. They're typing into ChatGPT and then just copying and pasting the code. You ask them what that piece of code does, they have no idea. Why? Because they are not proficient in anything. These companies are importing this labor over here and they don't even have to prove that they're good for the job. The only thing they have to prove is that they're desperate enough. They're desperate enough to do whatever the company asks them to do. Work crazy hours, and I say work in air quotes, be held hostage by their visa. So these companies are hiring these folks in mass, and that is keeping us out of the job market. You have so many Gen Z millennials that want to work, but the landscape does not allow for us to do so. We're being iced out of the market in every market. So we can't get jobs, and then if we do have a job and a little bit of money, we can't get an effing house. So they're marketing these itty bitty, ready to break houses, if you can even call them that. They're marketing them so heavy to us. They want us to normalize it. They want us to buy into it. It's a part of another psyop. Get all of us to be stacked on top of each other in these itty bitty little spaces where they can nickel and dime us along the way. So while you see the price of, oh, this is $20,000, this is $40,000, this is something I can finally afford. In the long run, you won't be able to afford it. Just like if you buy an old used car, you end up paying more in the repairs than you did when you bought the car. You might as well have bought a brand new car. But guess what? You wouldn't have been approved for a brand new car. So it's a lose-lose situation. These tiny houses, please do not fall for the hype of them. They are not built to last. And hell, even the houses that are supposed to be built to last, they're not even built to last.
Look at this. Wow. And over there we got a lifted shingle. And then we have craftsmanship at its best. The vent pipe going to the right.
This new construction home that he inspected was $750,000, and take a gander at what he found.
So the architectural shingles are actually installed in a woven pattern, and most manufacturers will actually void the warranty for doing so. That's not how they're supposed to be installed. But as we come down to this corner of the roof, they actually didn't tack this section down. So we have underlayment, exposed drip edge, and shingles that can easily be blown away in the event of a storm. And we already know the toilet's loose. And the bathroom door does not properly latch. And we have another toilet that, you guessed it, it's loose. And my favorite is they completely missed nailing the truss all together. Like, they just didn't try.
There are so many videos of real construction workers going in, real people that build houses. They know what the hell they're doing. And they go and they look at the work in these newer builds, and it's just sloppy. It's absolutely sloppy because they're prioritizing building them fast as opposed to building them to last. And I can speak on this from experience. Y'all, when we moved into the house that we're renting right now, the entire area was not developed. There were a few houses, but for the most part, it was just dirt. When I tell you they got all these houses up in the matter of like, what, a month and a half, 2 months maybe? I'm sorry, but if it's taking a month and a half to 2 months to build your house, they didn't build it right. They cut corners. Things are not lined up the way they should be. They half-assed it. It's fast fashion, but with houses, it's fast houses, as opposed to houses built to last. Houses built to stand the test of time. So y'all, please do not fall for the hype. I know they got us in a box. They really got us in a box. They've priced us out the market. They've taken our jobs away from us. But understand, if you buy into the small, tiny house, the modular house, the manufactured house, it's gonna end up costing you even more down the road. But y'all, I am curious to hear you guys' thoughts down below. How do you feel about this whole video? Do you agree with me where it's like, yeah, this whole tiny house trend is just another psyop. It's another way to put a nail in the coffin for Americans. Americans who just want the American dream, which seems to be only available for foreigners, which seems to be only available for the Americans willing to sell out other Americans. Or do you disagree with me where it's like, no, Gen Z is just lazy. Millennials are just lazy. Y'all don't want to work. See, back in my day, I could buy a house for $20,000. Well, it's not back in your day anymore. We live in a completely different economy with completely different struggles. Stop trying to compare your 1970s struggle, if you can even call it a struggle, to what we have to deal with in 2026. I am curious to hear you guys' thoughts down below. If you like the video, like the video. The more you interact with it, the more it gets pushed out into the algorithm. Also, hype the video if that function is available. If you're feeling a little extra generous, the link is in the description to buy your girl a coffee. Thank you guys so much, and I will see y'all with the next one. Deuces.